Hi, I'm Amy from She Cooks, She Eats, and today I'm going to talk you through making a penguin cake. You can make a penguin cake for a birthday, for some kind of Christmas party, or just because you want to dig into a giant penguin. I am making this cake because RENSHAW sent me some fondant in different colours and challenged me to make some kind of festive cake. And you know, we have a slight penguin obsession in our house, and so penguin cake it was. The first thing you're going to need if you want to make a penguin cake is a cake. You can buy just a normal sheet cake, but I chose to make mine. Cream together 250 grams of unsalted butter with 250 grams of golden caster sugar. You want it to be almost white into colour. Add 4 free-range eggs one at a time, beating constantly between additions, and then add a good splash of vanilla extract. Fold in 250 grams of self-raising flour until you have a nice smooth batter. Pour it in your tin in a 9 by 13 inch pan and bake at 180 Celsius for about 25 to 30 minutes until the top is golden. Then leave to cool. So the first thing you're going to want to do is carve your cake. Your penguin's kind of going to be a figure of 8 where the bottom is much fatter. Take it slow, carve much more slowly than you need to at first, and remember you can always take more off, but it's difficult to add more on. That being said, if you do need to add more on, then you can just build it up with buttercream or just stick a bit of cake back on. Before you ice your cake and decorate it, you're going to need to crumb coat it. I have a tutorial on how to crumb coat cakes, but you're basically going to whisk up some buttercream with a bit of milk to make it runny, pour it over the cake evenly, then pop it in the fridge for 10 minutes. Then spread a nice, new, clean, smooth layer of buttercream over the top. And now you're ready to decorate your cake. The easiest way to do this is to roll out your black fondant until it's big enough to cover the whole cake and just flip it on. Again, I've got a tutorial up there on how to cover a cake like this. I didn't have enough icing to do this, so instead I rolled it into very thin strips and then kind of pushed this round the edge of the cake to make a little bit of an outline, a bit of an overlap over the top of the cake but completely covering the sides. Then I used my white fondant to kind of fill in the gaps. So roll it out very thin, use lots and lots of icing sugar. Then, if you're very good, use a tape measure to measure how big it needs to be, or if you need, do it freehand, hope for the best and trim it a little bit whilst it's on. You want nice smooth lines where the icing meets, so use the back of a sharp knife to kind of just push it in and make those lines nice and neat. I then did the same for the head. There is a line across his neck, don't worry, we'll deal with that. Once again, making sure that the line is nice and neat and you can still see a thin line over black. At this point, it's starting to look fairly like a penguin. You just have to add the details. The first thing we're going to add is a nice scarf to cover up that line across its neck. So take some orange fondant and roll it out into a nice long line. Trim it so that it's straight on either side, and then put this over the line of its neck. Trim it either side so that it's flush to the bottom of the cake. And then cut 2 rectangles of slightly different lengths from the rest of the orange fondant, and then another rectangle that's big enough to cover those 2. Lay them on the cake and you'll end up with a scarf. Next, the feet. Be careful with the feet. If you make them too spiky, they can look like dinosaur feet. Less cute, more scary. Make them nice and wide because penguins have big feet, and this will also cover up any mistakes you made at the bottom of the cake. Once I cut out one foot, I laid it over the rest of my fondant and cut out another foot so that they looked more or less similar. Remember though, penguin feet are like eyebrows. They're cousins rather than sisters. You want them to look similar, but if they don't look exactly the same, that's fine, don't worry about it, no one's really going to notice. I think that's possibly the first and only time anyone's ever said penguin feet are like eyebrows. Final features now, I used just a normal round biscuit cutter to cut out some eyes and then a slightly smaller one to cut out pupils for his eyes. I then just swished on 2 blobs of white fondant. Now he needs a beak. So roll out your orange again, then use the circle cutter you used for your penguin's eyes to kind of cut out eye shapes next to each other as they are on your cake on the orange fondant. Put the tip of your knife on the furthest corner of each eye and cut diagonally down and inwards. This should leave you with a triangle, which is perfect to put on your cake as a beak. I also used 2 black blobs of fondant to make nostrils. Not entirely sure penguins do have nostrils, but this is your cake, so you can do absolutely whatever you like. There will be lots and lots of icing smears all over your cake. Don't worry about this, it's fine. Use wet cotton pads or even at a push some wet paper towel and gently wipe it off. And there you have it, one penguin cake. Thank you so much to RENSHAW for sending me the ready to roll icing so I could make this penguin cake. I'm really looking forward to eating him in a minute. If you make a penguin cake yourself, please send me a picture. I would love to see one. You can tweet me, post on my Facebook page, leave us a comment, email me, whatever you like. I would love to hear from you. And I will see you next time. Bye!